とってもいいことだと思うわ。それは繰り返す破壊と再生、崩壊と創造の神話。祈り満ちる苦音の世界に最後の神は君臨し続ける。フェイト、グランドオーダー、コスモス・イン・ザ・ロストベルト、創世滅亡輪廻、ユガクシェートラ、好評配信中。
Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Fate Grand Order. We are on the Samsara of Genesis Terminus Yugakshetra. Thank you. Thank you very much to the people who told me how to pronounce it, because it's actually based on totally real words, kind of smushed together. Hey, that's pretty cool. Yeah, let's get going. I've been doing some leveling up in the background. For example, my Zerker lot is like all beefed out now. I got his rank up, so that's all sick. Looks like we got here some of those there. Yeah, you know what? Let's use you. Let's go ahead. This'll be fun. Let's go with my kill rider. We got you guys, the alter egos. Sounds Gucci. Let's actually switch you off because I want to get him leveled up to get any potential. Do you have an interlude? No, actually, you have no... I mean, I guess what would you have, huh? He just goes... Go clear Knight of Honor. No, you do. Never mind. There's just no upgrade. So we'll get your bond up. We'll work on that. Let's get that going. And, let's switch you off for you. Okay, because then we can switch this off for... Honestly, what we'll do is we'll just switch that up. We'll switch that up. This one is 9. We'll switch it up for a cheaper one. Let's go default. Let's just give you something nice and cheap. 10% debuff sounds good. Let's go. We get to use our Ganesha here. Can I even click on you? Oh, it won't even let me click on you. Probably because I'm in Craft Essence mode. Nope. Just won't let me even look at her. Well, that's fine. Let's take a look at what she looks like in combat in this form. Kali Yuga, the Demon of the End. Spooky. Scary. We're gonna see some... Oh, well, yeah, here we go, huh? That's not worrying at all. Wow. Wow, that was a fast world state change, huh? Oh my goodness, ma'am. God, the style. It's like no matter what she wears, she looks so good. This is ridiculous. Even I can tell something's off about me. Thinking back on it, I haven't been my usual spiteful self ever since Kinchi Huang captured me. If I just planted a bomb or 3 when I snuck onto the Shadow Border and blown everyone to Kingdom Come, I couldn't have spent the rest of my time on a leisurely tour of the Lostbelts. I swear, what was I thinking? No, I shouldn't dwell on it. No capable woman would let what she did or didn't do in the past stop her in the present. I'm just going to focus on business here. Once I get in my groove, I'll get my old spite back in no time flat. You look so good. I'll just check in on the Tree of Emptiness's growth now and then and devote most of my time to seeing what sorts of wonderful creatures I can find in this boring old world. Yeah, everything's kind of exploding upwards. Still, Kali, huh? This works out nicely for me. They're just the sort of thing that makes abandoning a Lostbelt worthwhile. China's regime was so ridiculously strict and thorough about getting rid of anything it didn't like that there was nothing left for me to have fun with. But here, I can get back to my roots and really mess with everything humans love. Kalia just adores that sort of thing. This world is very hospitable to human life, but also extremely strict about virtue and goodness. If a human strays from the path even once, their god's law won't even let them reincarnate anymore. That's what I love about boring, single-minded gods. They're as cruel and merciless as they come. Still, I don't much care for this world's god, or that shitty monk and his creepy-ass grin. So I think I can spare some time to mess with them while I take care of business. Maybe I'll take one of those blissfully ignorant humans and wrench the smile from their face just a tiny bit. Why, I bet that's exactly what some people actually want. And walking the line between supply and demand is an important service in its own right. Heart! I love her. Oh, she's so good. Cannot wait till she's summonable, and I never get her. You're always on the lookout for the Sita person, huh? Yes, I am. If you happen to see her anywhere, please let me know right away. You don't know what she looks like? Not a problem. If you ever see the greatest woman in the world, one so beautiful and graceful with inner strength that could move mountains, and think she would be perfect as my wife, you'll know you found Sita. I see, huh? I still like the whole hot Shota King thing you got going on. Can we not use that word? But knowing you've already got a canon ship makes it a lot harder to fantasize about her. I would not use that word with him, though. Okay, maybe it's the height? Okay, hold up. How tall is he? Rama FGO height. I feel like you gotta be a lot shorter. He's 168 centimeters. Okay. Give me that in feet. 5'6", that's average. Come on. I'm sure some people wouldn't let him hold them back, but somehow I'm not really into that. Oh well, guess I'll just have to keep my fantasies to a minimum and enjoy gazing on some hot Rama flesh in real life. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Some kind of protective spell? In that case, I will gladly appreciate it. Karna's just so done. On a different subject, you guys are outside now, right? What's it look like? Something has seemed off to me since this morning. No, not just off, it's outright strange. Yeah, pretty sure there were flowers and water around here. That's true, the change in the environment is even more drastic than I expected. The ground is dry and barren, the wind is much stronger and foul-smelling, the plants are all dead or dying. Everything is so different from yesterday. Maybe this area drains really easily, so all sunlight got yesterday all dried up? I didn't think it was that bright out, but who can say with a strange land like this? And then there's the weather. It's not sunny or cloudy or rainy. If anything, it's kind of sandy? Whatever the cause, this area is clearly much more arid than it was yesterday. The ground is so dry it's begun to crack, exposing the minerals and ore underground. Not much environmental change in a single day, huh? There's gotta be something particular to this Lostbelt that's responsible for this. We'll just have to ask Asher or someone when we get the chance. Still, look around here. Does it make anyone else uncomfortable, or is it just me? It's like I can't sense much in the way of life now. Compared to yesterday, it feels like everything's cold and inhospitable. Inhospitable! That's the word! If not outright hostile. I agree, the air's even drier today. It feels as though there is something else in this world now. Something besides the mysterious present that's been holding us back since we first came here. It may not be likely to harm us outright, but it could still interfere with our ability to fight. I recommend you keep that in mind, Master. What you mean? I mean that there's a difference between fighting in a blessed paradise and fighting in a cursed place of death. Though, of course, a true warrior remains strong regardless of their environment. I see. Yeah, I guess I'll be careful. And it seems we now have a good chance to put that to the test. Brarg! It's a pack of wild beasts. We can't have them following us to town. Let's take care of them now. It may be colder and dry today, but that also means we don't have to worry about our footing since there isn't any more mud. Mash, always look on the bright side. Curie light heading out. She does look out on the good side. Yeah, that's good. That's really nice. I like that. The one thing about this is I'm really wondering, is there going to be like, are we going to be worse? Are we going to be way worse now? Are we going to be like super put down? Oh, yeah. Yeah, we are. We get Yuga of the End, Decreased Noble Phantasm. Wow, it's literally absorbing our, like, everything. So what do you have? Thriving Business, Noble Phantasm. Ooh, that's not bad at all. You also have Broken Tusk, target focus, damage cut, increase attack. Wow, you actually can sort of play as MASH. Like, you can be a support MASH almost, right? With the same sort of stuff. Look at her go! Oh, she's fun. Her voice is familiar, too. FGO Ganesha. Who's her voice? Her voice is very familiar. Voice actor is... Oh, it's Aoyuki. Wow. She's everyone, huh? She's just everyone. No, wait. Wait, am I confused with someone else? Wait. She's apparently... Okay, so she's Tiamat. She's Okita Soji. She is shooting Doji, too. She's Okita shooting... Yeah. But you know where... You know what this voice in particular reminds me of? This voice here is her voice that she does for Kumiko in So I'm a Spider, So What? Which is, in my eyes, absolutely her favorite role. It's so good. Please watch So I'm a Spider, So What? It's probably got my favorite isekai protagonist ever. She's just so nonchalant. She really goes in. Okay, now that I think about it, honestly, like looking at her voice cast, dear God, yeah, she's kind of everyone amazing, huh? She's everyone. I've like just looking at that list, it's like, yep, that's an actress who does everyone that you love. Right? She's Asui. She's Boar from SSSS Gridman. I put 1, 2 S's in there. Yeah, wow. No, God, she is... Yeah. Apparently she's Iris in Pokemon too? Dang. Holy crap. She's like the best. She's like everyone. Alright, so let's see here. So this does decrease defense and deal heavy damage and apply invincible and recover HP for yourself. Let's see what that looks like with you. So which one gives you attack up? Well, if you get invincible, we definitely want that. So let's go Ganesh Impact into these. Let's see here. What does it look like in this costume? It's just her running and falling, which is kind of even funnier than the one where she's, you know, a giant statue. Alright. That was worth it. Yeah, she's actually... She's like... She can seemingly be a discount MASH, which is wild. I just would have not thought that you could get... Like, she almost feels like with her kit, she feels like a shielder. Which I know she's not, but that's what it feels like. Alright. Yeah, so we're gonna have to deal with the fact that, we've been lowered. We've been lowered on our stuff. Wow, look at that gain. It's a big old gain. Alright, what do we got now? Probably some Kali. Some Kali to deal with. You know what, let's use you a bit more. And let's go with my Kill Berserker team, which is pretty much just you. Yeah. I don't have much in the way of foreigners, like I just have you. But otherwise, we bring up you. How close are you to getting your... Oh, you're close to the next one. Wait, did we not max you out? Huh. I thought I did. Dang. I think I didn't even use... I was... Gotta get more of those in the next event. Well, that's embarrassing. I feel like a horrible husband right now. Guess I'm a little heavier today than I was yesterday. Though it might just be that I ate too much breakfast. Something wrong? No, I was just thinking about how strange it is to be fighting alongside Ganesha. You mean in a bad way? Not at all. I feel oddly elevated. I'm very proud, no, happy for you. There's some people, because the first part went up of this today, and they're like, I kind of wish that you played CCC beforehand, but I literally 100% understand the context. It's like, yeah, it just makes sense to me. And it'll just be nice to then go to CCC and look back, because I'm not going to hold off on waiting like another, like 2 years, perhaps. You know how fan translations are? They get right to the end, and then they slow down, because they're like, oh, we're almost done, we can take it slow, and then they don't come out for a long time. So, yeah, that's okay. We'll get to that. Gotcha. Though it's also oddly painful that I don't know why I feel that way. Part of me is compelled to talk to you, and part of me is compelled to stay away. I'm certain I know you somehow, but for some reason I can't remember anything specific. Is something wrong? No, nothing's wrong. I was just thinking the same thing. I know, Ganesha, there are rules and etiquette about that sort of thing. Even if it was all a big mistake, I'm still a divine vessel now. I'm not going to try and weasel out of this. Besides, that would just make things harder for Karna. Yeah, okay, I really wish I could tell him the truth, but I won't. Besides, I feel pretty lucky just getting to fight on the same team as him. Oh, by the way, since I was technically sent here to save the world, let me just make sure I've got this straight. You said we've basically got 3 enemies to deal with in this Lostbelt, right? One of them is the Tree of Emptiness. If we cut this down, the whole Lostbelt goes away. Another is the Kings, sort of the being at the center of Lostbelt. They keep this Tree of Emptiness safe, probably. And last is the Cryptor, a master who wants the Lostbelt to grow bigger instead of go away. There's also the Foreign God Disciples, but yeah, we don't know anything about them. So the most important thing is the Tree of Emptiness, then. That's it way off in the distance there, right? Basically, we've just got to cut it down and we're done, right? So why aren't we heading there now? Every Lostbelt king we've faced so far has been incredibly powerful. If we get close to the Tree of Emptiness, I'm sure we'll run into the one here too. We may be able to see the tree from here, but it's far too dangerous to approach it now. We need to at least gather more information first. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. What do you make of that giant cube floating over there? The local we talked to called it God's Sky Boulder. Oh, that. I was wondering what its deal was too, but I got absolutely nothing. I don't have a better word for it other than mysterious. It just feels like something impossibly out of my reach. Kind of like unlocking an analysis skill on my skill tree. It's not just that boulder. We still know next to nothing about this entire world. Yeah, it's definitely not our fault, but I don't feel great about having Asha be our sole source of information either. We still need to talk to all sorts of people to find out what we can on the King, Tree of Emptiness, and God's Sky Boulder. That's another reason why it's worth taking the time to defend the town. Makes sense, Gordy?
Are you looking at me? I didn't say a word. But if we're going to do this, and make sure you do it well. There will be no secret hero nonsense on my watch. I want you to put these people in so far in your debt that they'll be begging you to help them. Let them help.
Oh, it's not like you to be so forthcoming, Gordy. It's good luck for you. Huh? These readings. Hey, you guys should be in viewing distance of the town by now, right? Can you see anything? We can. Something's not right here, Master. You can see smoke coming from that direction. The attack must have already begun. Well then, we gotta hurry. Let's scoot over there. Oh, dang, yeah, ooh, this place has seen better days. Oh no! This is terrible. No way, this place was so nice just a few days ago. How did this happen? The first wave must have already gotten here. I thought we had gotten here as soon as we could, but it seems I was careless yet again. Ah, you guys came back, huh? I'm glad you two are both okay. Yeah, we are, although... Damn, Ulu. Today's Kali Yuga. We're not done by a long shot. Yeah, there's gonna be even more Kali today. So many you jump out of your skin in surprise, and today they could show up any time. I remember you said there were more Kali during Kali Yuga, but this is far more than I expected. They're clearly going to keep destroying more of the town. How are you going to survive their attack? I know, our house was destroyed too, but we've got to do something. Maybe we'll ask someone to let us stay in their house, or hide in the rubble, or just run away. We'll just have to keep praying and do the best we can.
You again? What are you doing here?
There he is. Mayor, I saw that your town has already suffered significant damage. Couldn't you and the other townspeople work together and let us help you fight off the Kali?
Don't be ridiculous. How many times do I have to tell you? This is all our God's will. It's a trial He set out before us. There's no need for us to fight as long as we pray with sincerity. The sacred beasts will save us. Having blasphemers with no intention of praying like you lot around here will leave a stain on this entire town. You can't be here, you shouldn't be here, and we don't want you here. Now go away and leave us alone.
Which god are you talking about?
What do you mean, which god? God is God. There's only been one god ever since He made this world during the first Yuga long ago.
There it is again. He believes what he says with absolute conviction. At first I thought this town just happened to practice monotheism. But does that mean there really is only a single god in this world? Could they be this Lostbelt's... Uh-oh, I hear noises.
They're back. We'll just have to forget about the heretics for now. Oh God, I pray to you with the greatest sincerity. I've fulfilled my duties as this town's mayor. Please lend your protection.
Oh, Auntie. Asha, Ajay, I finally managed to convince my husband to let you in. Come on, you can pray in our house this time. Thanks. Come on, Asha. Wait, I have to carry Vahan. Please be careful, Asha. Yes, make sure you are well hidden. I'm sorry your house was destroyed, but I can at least help you rebuild it when this is over. In fact, I can even have the animals in the nearby woods come and help with but a single call to action. Thanks, but that's okay. This Yuga's about to cycle over. I was thinking, they're taking the destruction real fine. We're gonna see everything revert. You guys all be careful too. Things are worse here than I thought. This looks like one of those post-nuclear apocalypse RPGs or something. It's even worse because I know what that's supposed to look like. I was gonna say, you would know what that looks like. Unfortunately, if we don't fight back now, the destruction will only get worse. Look, they're here. Hello. So those are the Kali. Yep, they definitely look like Indian demons. Not that I have any idea what Indian demons look like.
Are you sure you're an Indian god?
There are even more of them now than there were yesterday. I'm counting on you, child of Parvati. Whoa, don't do that. Fending off wild beasts is one thing, but I have zero confidence when it comes to fighting actual demons. When you get right down to it, I'm just a shut-in who's never had a job in her life. There's no way I could live up to expectations like that. It may have been brief, but I did fight you myself. I have a fair idea of what you're capable of. Your power is perfectly adequate. You should be more than capable of fighting alongside us. Ram and I will both be trusting you to watch our backs. Well, technically, I guess I am Ganesha now. And I know old Elephant Head's gonna be upset with me if I don't show off his godly side at least a little bit. Okay, fine. I obviously don't have a choice, so I'll do it already. If any baddies think they can get past this wall of divinely protected flab, they're welcome to try. I'm glad you're willing to help. Both the Ortnax's hardware and software are working fine. For this fight, I'll be prioritizing long-term stability over explosive output. We're up against a lot of enemies, Master. Let's do our best to push them back. When you say that, do you like actually mean there's going to be lots of them? Or is that just flavor text? Is that just some delicious, finely seasoned text for me to chew on? Oh, there's 6 of them! Pshaw! I mean, mind you, we are, like, quite weak right now. You know what? Let's actually start with... Let's go... We can probably kill you at the front here. Yeah, let's start with that. And we'll do this. Let's get you some stars. So we can go, yeah, 1, 2, 2, 3. Kill the one at the front, hopefully. Oh, yeah. We could have even done another attack after that, but that's fine. We'll get Meteor. Alright. Chomp. Chormp. Champ. Their HP is going to be going up, huh? Okay. So let's now go... 1... Let's just go 1... No. 1, yeah, 1, 2, 3. Let's get you some Meteor here. Alright, that should kill you and get you your shot. Very good. Chomp. Ooh, that's cool. Haven't seen that yet. That's their crit attack, huh? Okay. Let's pop this. Alright. Oh, I also did get the Anniversary Blonde between parts because I looked up what the best... because I had the stuff, right? I had the extra rare prisms, and so I looked up, okay, what's the best one to get? And that was the best one to get. So I got the best Mystic Code for me. So I have that now. And as we do the redo events, I'll be going through and trying to get the rest of those outfits I couldn't get. All right. You know what? Let's go. I'm in business. And do that because that gives you skill seal, right? So then the fact that you skilled your own skills means you're all good, right? So then we're good to you're invincible. Right? And then you pop the swagger. And it's for a full turn, right? Dang. It's like not bad at all. Let's do some of these. I just want to do Ganesh Impact again because I think it's neat in the animation department. She's so soft-spoken, it's great. That's the comedy. Alright. We did that. Very nice. I'm interested in seeing what this place looks like when it cycles. Ooh, what an interesting group of them, huh? Saber, you can have... Okay, you know what? Let's go with, let's see here. Probably should get... Let's get you, because you make sense to be here. Then we got you, and let's actually switch you out for... Let's see. Who do we want? Who do we want? Well, if we do you, then that'd be good. Well, that wouldn't be good for them. Huh. Let's suplex things. So we'll have you guys, and then you'll be there to suplex if need be. Okay. Let's go. So many of them. This is exhausting. Can I take a break now? What's that? Why do I have all these excess energy stores, Red Fat, if I'm not going to use them? Okay, I'll hang in there a little longer. Now those creatures have shown up too. Things are about to get even busier for us. Hey guys, I forgot about you. So the sacred beasts are now here as well. We'll just have to try and get them to focus on the Kali as much as possible. If any of them come after us, we'll have no choice but to take them out. Right, the Ordnex's output is holding steady, even after prolonged operation. I can keep going, no problem. Alright, here comes the next wave of enemies, Master. This is, I don't know, I feel like this arc in general is like they were reminded, alright, we need times where we just fight random enemies. Maybe it's because I've been playing so many events, and they really don't do that in events, but like for this main story, there's like a lot of these where they're like, yeah, we just gotta go through and, you know, battle enemies a bit. Alright, let's get you guys first. Just do as much damage as you can here. clear these fellers out. Aw, dang. It'd be cool if, like, if you use Indian god characters, they get bonuses. Like, for being here. I mean, it doesn't make sense for this Lostbelt, but I feel like every Lostbelt should have a thing where it's like you get a bonus for using ones from the area. Then again, I don't know. People have been like, when I brought up the Double Noble Phantasm thing, they're like, that might actually get the Japanese government to investigate, because if there's strategies that rely on you having 2 of them, then that's worse, right? And it's like, okay, I get it. Alright, let's do some of this. Because then we can give that to you, and now you'll have enough to definitely get almost all hundreds. Yep. So we can go 1, 2, 3. We'll get rid of the... Oh, you have a name now! Uchai Shavaras. Uchai Shavaras. I'm trying my best. Okay. So we'll hold on that meter for the final one there. Alright. Got you. Please don't kill her. Please. And we can finish this off with full combo with you. Look at that! Look at that full melty blood combo. I thought that said Dawson. Like, who the hell is Dawson? We doing some Dawson's Creek characters now? We'll give you the bonus meter. We'll give you an attack up. And I don't think we have enough to get you, right? Nope, just under. So we'll go that, and then that. I'll give you your meter. I feel like there's going to be something that will have Space Ishtar and Kama fighting as 2 giant space versions of themselves. Sometime. Whether it is going to be in, you know, Carnival Phantasm or whatever. Grand Carnival. I always get their names mixed up. Alright. Well, we can go that. We should be good with that. That did not kill you somehow. Jeez, we are weak. Holy crap. We're so weak. This is mundo embarrassing. Alright. Just finish you off. There we go. Man. Yeah, I feel like we're even weaker than we were the day before. Right? It just feels like we're trying our best, right? And it's not even working out. Oh boy. I'm just trying to think like... Oh, that's great. Oh, that looks lovely. Look at all those. Oh boy. That's the last of... No, they're still coming! Nobody told me there's gonna be a horde mode where you can't even grind out any experience points. At least they're coming in waves, so we've been able to keep them at bay, but it does feel like we've been fighting them forever. Given how the townspeople aren't any less fearful now, I'm afraid I'm forced to come to an unfortunate conclusion. I suspect that the Kali attack is going to continue for the entire rest of the day. Great! No matter. Our task is to continue to fight until our enemies are vanquished. If that means we must fight until dawn or dusk, then so be it. Though that's not to say you should keep fighting with us, Master. Please, take some rest whenever you must. It would be bad for all of us if we were to collapse from exhaustion. Don't worry, I'll pace myself. Excellent posturing, Master. Very inspirational. That said, this battle has become a true war of attrition. As long as things continue like this, I think we'll be able to prevent any further casualties. Well, just so you know, Rama, that is exactly the sort of thing you absolutely do not say unless you want to things to suddenly get much, much worse. There, I knew it. Ganesha can feel something coming. Is that... Could it be... the new agent of God I've been hearing rumors about? It's not the other Neza. It's a new servant we haven't seen before. Be careful, guys. The hell? I know I sensed an unfamiliar divine aura around here, but I sure as hell wasn't expecting this. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's you. What is this bullshit? This is pissing me the hell off. What do you think you're doing here, Karna? Hello, Asvataman. Okay, just wait. Asvataman pronunciation. Please tell me.
The following pronunciation is brought to you by pronouncenames.com.
Wow. I don't need to hear that. Ashvataman. Okay, easy peasy. That's not that bad. Ashvataman. Is he an Indian too? Sorry, Indian hero too? My mind literally blurred that. I was like, yo, is this dude Indian? That's right. His name is Ashvataman. I fought for the I'm so sorry. I fought for the Kauravas alongside this brave warrior during the Yugakshetra war. He is the son of Drona, my mentor, under whom we both trained. He is both my friend and right now I'm your enemy, Karna. What do you mean? Did you just say he was your friend, Karna? I spoke the truth. But now he and I are both servants bound to obey our master's orders. If our masters are at odds with one another, then of course that makes us enemies. Yeah, exactly. It's so damn obvious. It's maddening. Couldn't agree even more, damn it. Is he always this angry? He looks like he's gonna be tough to communicate with his... he's gonna be as tough to communicate with as... as Karna, though for real different reasons. Bros and punks are the hardest kinds of people for shut-ins to deal with. That's just how he is. I do think he used to be a little more composed. By the way, Asvataman, who's your master now? Just hearing you ask that pisses me off. He'll figure that out soon enough. We already ran into a master candidate here. Maybe he's Pepperoncino's servant too. I'm not so sure. Strictly speaking, we still have no evidence that the other Neza we met is Pepperoncino's servant either. Never mind who his master is for now. We've got more than enough to digest just by having a new servant to deal with. Well, since he's showing up now, there's not much question as to why he's here. That also pisses me off. Of course it's obvious. I can't let you lot run around do whatever the hell you want.
Now we've got to find another servant too. Oi, Karna, don't go easy on him just because you know him.
Do you really think I would? Sorry about that. I think Gordy just forgot who he was talking to. I'm getting bored just sitting around doing nothing, so I think I'll speak up too then. I know Karn already told you who Asvataman is, but his perspective is colored by having known him in life. Since I only know of him from the Mahabharata, I gotta get used to these words. I'm gonna give you one more piece of objective information about how Asvataman is depicted there. In the Mahabharata, he's said to be just as strong as Karna, if not stronger, so be careful. You mean this guy's actually on Karna's level? I won't deny that. I was never the strongest warrior, even back when I was studying under Drona. Then we should not even consider going easy on him. Only keep our guard up at all times. Exactly. Be extra careful when facing him, guys. Got it. This is clearly no time to be worrying about conserving energy. Switching Ortnax over to anti-servant combat mode. Armored shielder, mash courier light, preparing to engage in full-powered combat. Awaiting your orders, master. Oh, I'm mad as hell. Now that I'm a servant, anger's the only thing I feel. My whole spirit origin is built on it. So even though I haven't fought you since we last crossed swords while training under my old man, Karna, I feel no nostalgia, no joy. The only thing I have, the only thing I feel, the only thing I am right now is rage. Okay, so Indian Bakugo. Got it. Understand. Makes sense. He is an archer, which is weird. Let's see here. 13687 with 666 versus much weaker but maxed out skills. Sure, we'll go with you because it makes sense to be having you here. Otherwise, we do want our Kill Lance Archer team. Hey, look at this. Look at this. Team India, let's go. But otherwise, let's see. Who else could be useful here? You know what? Probably a ruler, just to keep up the defense going. So let's go with you, because I don't trust that noble phantasm. So, but we're too much now. That's a 9. That's a 16. Wait, that's a 16? No, that's a 12. I guess, you know what? Let's... Oh, you know what? Because we need a mash in here. That's why. Right? We need a mash. That works. Okay. All right. Sounds good. Let's go. Because we just got to get through the first couple phases, and then we'll have to fight him, right? So, that's how it works. Dang, game's really loading. Yeah, we got some pretty weak Kali to start with, which will give us a good chance to get Meteor up. Wow, we are extra weak now, huh? Dang. That's fine. This is fine. This is fine as long as you don't hit her. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Let's go. I just don't want to waste the turn on that. Oh, well, we need to anyways, I guess. That's fine. Oof. Oof. Stop. Y'all hate Parvati. I get it. Okay. Don't you have one that heals you? Restore HP for one ally. Do it to yourself. Just heal up. Yeah. Okay. Let's go. Just some of this. Okay. Don't kill Parvati, please. Please! We still got another round to go. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3. Come on. God, these guys are just... Oh, well, you're dead. Wait, well, let's see. No, you're fine. Okay. Finish him off. God, he's just like... Being so nerfed sucks. Alright. Battle 2. Oh, son of a gun, are you real? Really? These guys suck. I thought we'd have nothing as we... Like, normally it's like, oh, you know, we're just gonna be, battling a dude that's, you know, a little bit difficult, you know, on the way to the boss. Just do as much as you can. Yeah, she's dead. I'm shocked you're still alive. Well, we got Karna's ability. I'm actually gonna pop it. Because you need this now. Seal, we don't need to seal really right now. Yeah, we are gonna use it though. Do as much as you can to all them. At this point, I love how in the story it's like... I love how it's like, oh, I can't use my Noble Phantasm, people will die, and then here we are just popping this, right? Okay. Alright. Alright, okay. Some revelations going. And then we can go... See, I've just a bad group of them right here. I'm actually gonna, you know what? Well, no, that only works for servants, so never mind. Let's go... Some of this, dude, just the most you can. Which is nothing! It's so nothing! I am shocked at how you are just not touching our body. Not that I'm complaining at all. Let's do a turn of this before we use Luminosité Éternelle. Okay. And you're back to low HP. Of course you are. Let's go... There we go. Let's try this. Heal up a little bit each turn. You're done. Okay. That does not work on you. Will this work on you? No. Cool. Great. I'm actually gonna dodge with you, just in case they go for you. Let's see here. Alright, what you gonna do? Purifying Breath. Yay! Oh, remove buff? Dang, that sucks. Well, you're done. Ganesha in shambles. Let's go. Oh, you don't just have your defense up. Okay, well, let's go. You know what? Pop that bunker bolt. You don't have many stars. You don't have any stars, but you know what? At least we can do some big bunker bolt busters. Actually, that did a lot there. Okay. Alright. Well, we're still using this to try and get as much of our meter as possible. That is still a thing we're checking for. Well, that's not very holy. You know what? Target focus on you for now. And then we'll go... Because then did you get... No, you just got target focus up. So let's go... Some of this. Just to not die. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so let's go 1, 2, 3 again. Alright. Should be enough. Oh, well, maybe not. Oh my god, are you serious? Dang it! Karna! There goes our plan. Hey, Kagetora. At least you're pretty good. Do some of that there. There you go. Oh boy, this is now going to be interesting. This is now going to be very interesting. Not too much. It's actually a lot. Okay. Because you don't give invincible with it, right? No, you just give defense up. So, let's do... Yeah, because then we can do this to get you some big meter to at least try your super after. Yo, this battle's gonna suck. We'll have to see. Okay. And that did like nothing. Thank you for giving us meter. God, what sick attacks though. Holy crap. Yo, your moves are kind of sick, dude. Increase Noble Phantasm gain. Increase C-Star gather rate. You don't have any there. Increase attack, crit strength, all that for all allies. That works. So we could stun you for a turn. Let's hold up on that. Let's go 1, 2, 3. Oh, we're cutting through. Dang, those hit hard. Okay, because I don't want to... We'll stun him next turn. Yeah, we'll stun him next turn. Unless he has something that gives him a charge, in which case I'm going to scream. No, we're good. Oh, but Mash is dead. Oh no. Hi, Gareth. Okay. Let's stun you. Good. Okay. Kagetora, you can do a full combo. You can pop that. You know what? Let's actually get that going too. Get you healed up. Okay. So, what? I hate it. Can you give? Nope. Dang it. I thought you'd have enough. You super don't. Well, I guess we're going to do that next turn then, huh? Let's see here. We could only get Jean's there. Hit an evade. Hit a lowered. Hit a guts. Hit a aim. Hit that. Because I think it hits everyone. And you're going to go 1, 2, 3 to do as much damage as possible. That's doing good damage. God, what sick moves. Alright. I think we've seen this once, right? Yo, that art. Oh, it is single target, actually. Did that remove our guts? No, it didn't. But now you're dead. That's fine. I think we got this. Okay, so let's go 1, 2, 3. Because in this way, honestly, we're doing full stuff. Yeah, we got this, I feel. Kagetora is rocking it. One more hit. As long as he doesn't get some stupid crits or something, right? Then we got this. And we got Luminosity Danielle, so we're even better. 1, 2, 3. I think we got this. Let's see. We're gonna do it in one. Yeah. Okay. Bit scary. Bit scary. But we won in the end. Could I have done that better if I knew what was coming? Yep. But no, that was good. Now I see. I can indeed tell for myself that you and Karna studied under the same master. Nah, his moves are way cooler. Yeah? Freaking infuriates me to admit it, but you're not bad yourself, brat. In fact, you kind of remind me of someone. Parashurama? Or maybe Krishna? I see why you think that. Those two are avatars of Vishnu, just like I am. I am Rama, king of Kosala. Huh, that's so. Let me give you a little tip. In this Lostbelt, I wouldn't go around bragging about being the avatar of a god. You might not like what happens. What do you mean by...
Hold it. Something else is headed your way. It's not a reading like a Kali or a sacred beast. Wait, this is... these are servants, and not just one, there are several.
Uh-oh. Hey! Looks like you're out of time, Asvadaman. Recommendation. Cease this game. It is meaningless. I concur. There's no point to your game, or in us being here. I swear, I don't even know why we came along at all. Are these guys like a resistance? I mean, I know who they all are, but... Huh. Because if they're against Asvadaman, and we're against Asvadaman, then who's flying the plane? Interesting. A revolving world. The world revolving! Deltarune! Oh man, if it's Jevil all this time, I'm gonna scream. Foo-foo! Master, get back. There are two servants I've never seen before, and... I guess that other Neza was on the enemy side after all. We already know how strong she is. Be very careful not to let your guard down, Master. Whoa there, slow down, girly. We're not here to fight. Huh? You guys piss me off. First you make me come all this way to see what's up, then you just show up anyway. Oh. Well, never mind. So they are Svatman's allies, but why would so many servants band together like this? Anger, unnecessary. We need only obey him. We haven't sensed Indian gods here in a long time. I don't blame him for being interested, even if it's pointless. Why are they looking at me like that? I haven't done anything wrong aside from eating like a elephant. Tanner, are you seeing this? Or rather, are not seeing it? Yeah, the Kali and Sacred Beasts are all gone. Yeah, I think we might have just accomplished our initial goal of keeping this town safe, so that's cause for celebration. Though maybe not too much, since now we've got new, much more difficult obstacles instead. If you aren't here to fight, then why are you here? Didn't we mention it? We're accompanying him. He told us to come along, so we did. That's all there is to it. This him you speak of, is he your master? Something like that, or close enough anyway. Either way, it's only natural we'd obey him. After all, he's the only god here. The one final god. Look, here he comes. This reading.
Actually, I'm sure you can all see this as well. Look up in the sky.
Yeah, I think you Indian heroes might just recognize that. We know what it is too. Though the only time we saw someone riding it, it was a decidedly non-Indian king of heroes. It's both a flying chariot and a ship. A floating palace that serves as transportation for the gods that's said to even be capable of ascending into space. White Vimana. Oh, you mean Gil's ship? Dang, okay. Oh, and I know who that is. Who's that riding it? Is that...
He
looks different, but I still recognize his face. I would never mistake him for anyone else. So I can say with certainty. That is Arjuna. I mean, I guess I can sort of see it, but I actually really can't. Arjuna, really? Not the one recorded in Kali, of course. He must have an altogether different spirit origin here. Isn't it Arjuna Altar? No. Once, I may have been known as Arjuna, but now, I am a god. I mean, you were before, but... Okay. What's going on? It feels like my hair's standing on end. Yeah, I feel it too. I don't know what's up with that, but I'm getting chills. But I do know that no good guy would go around introducing himself as a god. With the obvious exception of Ganesha, since he's the real deal. So, beings with divine power have come from the outside. An avatar of Vishnu, a child of Parvati, and... Karna, son of Surya. So that is all of you. Don't forget about us normal humans. I'm here too. That's right. The Master of Chaldea and his servant are here as well. Woohoo! You usually wouldn't even look at you if you're not gods. But you guys are idiots. So idiotic it's infuriating. Thanks to that, now he's noticed you too. Which means you guys are done for. Well, now that you come all this way to see them for yourself, what do you think? Nothing. Huh? This ended up being no more than a fleeting diversion. I thought I might feel something, but there was nothing. To me, as I am now, all these foreign elements I see below me are equally defective, immature, and worthless. They do not belong in a perfect world. In that sense, they are evil. God has witnessed defective beings. God has witnessed evil. They have no place in the next Yuga. Yo, it's like a Vimana facing downwards. Well, there he goes. Guess he's not gonna give us any orders then? Conclusion: impossible, futile, meaningless. Nothing and no one can break his concentration. We'll just have to wait. Man, this really was a waste of time. I knew I should have just ignored all this and kept going with my research. Yeah, I know that means I'd be gone the next Yuga. I just wanted to vent. What's going on? Crap. Arjuna's gathering an unbelievable amount of energy around him. Indeed, the sheer energy of this noble phantasm. It can even be called that. It's like nothing I've ever seen. In fact, several of our sensors have been overloaded while trying to measure it.
Anything can possibly be good. Hurry up and do something.
Hear me, Arjuna. You think I'm defective, immature, worthless? Look at me. Look at me in the eye. Take up your arms and pay attention, Arjuna. Otherwise, this spear will be put to a cowardly use, and I don't want that. Even after all that, you would still ignore me, Arjuna? Karna, I understand you two have a lot of history, and I'm sure there are rules you are bound to as warriors of Kuru. But neither of those is true for me. As far as I'm concerned, he's already started this fight. And as I'm sure you know, when I decide to do something, I do it, whether my enemies are paying attention to me or not. Master, I'm gonna use everything I've got to stop him. Requesting permission to release my noble phantasm. Yeah, by all means, go ahead. It's gonna do squat, I'm sure, but... Brahmastra! Cool, yeah, nothing. Rama, I think your NP might be bugging out, because it looked like it didn't work on him at all. What? Can't be. That blade even destroyed the great Rakshasa, Ravana! How could it have... I understand your shocking confusion, but since we must rely on accurate information, let me be clear. Your noble phantasm did not so much as scratch him. Furthermore, he did not take any sort of defensive action against it. and simply failed to do anything to him. That lines up with what I saw too, though I still can't believe it. At first I thought it might have been an effect of the enormous amount of powers concentrating near him, but that doesn't appear to be the case either. Which would mean he possesses some sort of an anti-interference ability that not even Rama's noble phantasm can penetrate. But how is that possible? Be that as it may, we kings are notoriously stubborn. I could never hope to find seed if I were to give up now. I'm gonna try again, and I won't hesitate to use anything or anyone. Help me, son of Surya. Yeah, can you help him, Karna? I don't know what you can do, but do something. If that is your order, Master.
Hurry it up, whatever's going on there, the pressure's still building. Don't get a move on before it's too late.
Alright, this time I want you both to... Oh, can you really not see what's going on here? Who's this? Oh, hi!
Forget it, it won't work. Don't take this the wrong way, but neither Rami's nor Kani's noble phantasms will have a chance against him. Trust me, he outclassed you guys in every way. After all, he's every Indian god rolled into one single super being.
Oh! That's a lot! So, how many Indian gods are there? In fact, there are over 33 million Hindu gods in all. Oh my god! Of all the pantheons to absorb all of them from... Jeez. That's not good. That's really not good. Oh no. Okay. Oh, I don't know what we're fighting, but we're fighting something, huh? Let's grab you. And let's go with kill Archer. Let's bring you up instead. Sorry, let's bring you up instead. We'll bring you up. And let's switch you off for... What other Lancers do I have? Well, I have Ellie. She's really good. I could do Last Man Standing with you, huh? I could do that. We could put you in the back to be a last man. And you know what? We actually need battle stuff. So, yeah, let's get rid of these. Let's go... You can get... You're all arts-oriented, so we'll give you the Magic Girl Sapphire. You could use... like, defense up would be nice. Or... Because that applies guts one time, increase critical strength, but you already have your guts there, right? And I don't think you can stack them. You could do 50% and get extra meter. And as for you, this... Okay, so we will give you then the... this... No, not this one. What am I thinking of? We need the meme card. Necromancy. We need big necro memes, right? Because then that plus your guts there... Where's Necromancy? I need to find my guy with the gun. Where are you, bud? There you are. Big Necromancy memes. Big fun. Wow, we are low, actually. We can switch you off for someone stronger then. Let's give your single target. In fact, we're actually, like, really low. So instead of Necromancy memes, let's just give that to you. Okay, yeah, we're still pretty good there. This is 9. We can afford to give you a 12 instead. So let's give you guts damage cut 400. Might not be bad. Giving you guts would be quite nice, actually. And then this is quick effectiveness, noble phantasm, crit strength. Sounds good. Okay, let's give this a go. It's you! Phew! Pepperoncino.
Well, here we are, together again, and so much sooner than I expected. I was just going to sit back and watch, but I just had to say something after seeing how utterly dense you are. We can talk more later, though. Right now, you need to skedaddle. Chop, chop!
But you're enemy too, my sweet listener. I think you have to.
Well, what if I told you that I was only up in those mountains because I was running from Neza? And that Neza only stopped fighting you guys because tracking me down was a high priority. What I mean is that they are my enemies as much as yours. I see. So if that Arjuna is the master of these servants, including Neza, then our young Scandinavia Peperoncino could be the master of none. There appears to be no evidence to the contrary either. I really don't have time to lay it all out for you right now. I guess I'll have to try the direct approach. Yes, I'm a cryptor, and I know we're on opposing sides, but I promise you I'm not lying. If you don't get out of here right now, it'll be the end of everything.
Yeah, but what about the townspeople?
It's okay, you don't have to worry about them. The ones who are fine and well are the ones who are fine are well and truly fine, and the ones who aren't, well, you can't help them now anyway. The one thing I can say for sure is that there's a very good reason why you all need to get out of here as fast as you possibly can. If that's still not enough to convince you, then I'll have to resort to cliches instead of logic. The truth is, right now, that's the only weapon I've got. Ready? Here goes. I hope you'll trust me on this.
Peperoncino. What do we do? Nah, I'm believing him, honestly. Same. Peperoncino's a good person. I can't imagine he would try to deceive him. No, I think he would. But I just think that in this case, he's actually truthful about this. A good person, huh? From my perspective, you seem to be...
What? A show-off?
No, if nothing else, I agree that you aren't lying. I have no objections to Master's decision.
What? You believe him?
Field decisions trump everything, Mr. Godolph. Get used to it. All right, then. Hurry up and make your way out of...
Oh.
Oh. Well, hello, Asvataman. Long time no see.
I guess so. Pisses me the hell off to see you here, ex-master. My contract with you's been completely overwritten. Any connection we had is long gone.
Oh, well, that's too bad. I don't suppose you'd let me go to celebrate us no longer being master and servant, would you?
Hell no. I just can't let you guys walk out of here. Now that the big boss has decided he wants you gone, it's my job as one of his Lokapala to see it done.
Well, that puts me in a pretty pickle. Would you say all the others feel the same way?
How should I know? But I guess they wouldn't do anything unless they're directly ordered to. Pisses me off.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, but don't get me wrong. It's not because I don't care about my job. I'm just confident that you're more than capable of handling this alone, Asvataman. Confidence is hugely important, you know, just like hunting. It's a bad idea to work too hard when you're confident in your position. If you go around hunting down mountain animals when you don't need to, the mountain will end up dead. Is your position the only reason you're standing in our way, Asvataman? Nah, it's more to it than just that. I know if I stop you guys from getting away now, it'll get us one step closer to his perfect world. And you know what? I want to see his perfect world, I admit it. Which means I got no choice but to stop you. So I'm gonna beat all your asses down, and then I'm gonna kick back and watch as you all get sucked into the dissolution. The dissolution? What do you mean? Huh, so the time for words is over, huh? Guess I better get ready to respond in kind. If nothing else, I can understand him a lot better than being way up there. Let's take him down and secure a way out of here, Master. Boy, he's still charging, huh? My man's working on Frieza time. So you still refuse to look my way, Arjuna? No, right now I have another role to fulfill. Awaiting your orders, Master. Let's make our way through. This is pretty good. This is pretty good. We'll have to see here what happened. I just want to see what happens when the world resets. Like, or better yet, how do they get away from that? Are they gonna zero sail? That's my only thought. Okay, now we got a better party for you. Unforgiving World. Is that what it's called there? Oh? I mean, thanks. Is that just one and done, or are you going to do that over and over? Because if so, I would really like if you do it multiple times. In that case, is it one turn or one time? 3 turns, 3 left. Well, shoot, give me that. Come after me. And let's go 1, 2, 3 to get started, or get Meteor here. Oh, hello. Hologram Rose. Defense down. Nice. Okay, you're helping. Heck yeah. I don't care if you're got powers of the sun. Lamdorillis' shades are Gucci. So let's go. Blue. Get that. And give you the buff. Right, and we're gonna go 1, 2, 3. Do as much as you can. Bring a little bit of water to this dry world. Okay. Look at them penguins go! Mystic Gem of Mani. Invincible and charge gain, huh? Thank you for hitting the ones that are not what we want. So you're single target. That's good to know. So let's then go, let's spend this turn getting a bunch of stars, right? Because then we can use that next turn. Okay. And you're going to invincible back to me. God, that face is rad, actually. I actually really like his art. I want to look up who does his art, because it's really sick, actually. Ooh. Ooh, that damage. Hot dang. That's not good. No, let's not use that. Let's go 1, 2, 3. Okay. I'm looking up who does the art for Asvatama. Paco. FGO Paco. Paco is, let's see here. Servant-wise... Oh, well, Paco is... like, all the Indian ones. Karna, Arjuna, Asvadaman, but also Sakamoto and the different Nobunagas and Edison. Okay, yeah, I like their art. Also, yeah, they did the Kaleidoscope art. They have a very good art style. Yeah, and then like Volume Hydrangea and Origin Bullet. Very, very unique art style. I really like Paco's work. That's a good one. Okay. So we got a thing with you. That's good. We can use that to do a full sort of combino. And hopefully get you stunned as well with that. Right? Because then if we go 1, 2, 3. Let's see here. I still got to give you the thing that does more damage with Charm, but... Come on. Get him, Henry. Get him go like dang, girl. No effect, dang. He's too blinded by rage. It's gonna be a lot of stars. If we can get a big mash combo, that'd be really good. Buster up defense. Oh, I didn't see what that effect was, though. Ooh. Oh, defense down on there. Okay. Well, we can do a full combo with you. That works. That works really well. Because, yeah, we can go 1, 2, 3. Holy crap, this will be real good. Let's see how much damage we do. Alright. Are you gonna loop? Ah, no. Because of the gain down and the blue down, we're absolutely not going to. 1 damage. Okay. Hit that. Hit that. And let's actually absorb. Thank you. And now we can go 1, 2, 3 to get that next turn. Hopefully. Probably not, but we'll see. I got plans.
あなたたちも一緒。ラストストローク、ブルーサマーパラビオン。
Oh, we might actually just win. Nope. Never mind.
我は死をもたらす戦士なれば、不滅の刃を持って汝を引き裂こう。やむな。
止めないと。
Well, Mash. Oh, the guts! I forgot I did that. It was on purpose. We're all good. Let's finish this off. Oh yeah, I do have the charm one. Hey. Nice. Look at that. Much better that time. Probably because we didn't have to go through actually difficult trash mobs beforehand, which like never happens. Oh, look at him schmoovin'. Stand still, damn it. Pepe's using Magecraft to help us. He's not doing any damage, but he's moving so fast the enemy can't focus on us. Now's our chance. I can't say I've seen a spell to speed you up quite like that. Looks like it just lets you move around really quickly, plain and simple.
Want to know how it works? Well, like its name suggests, I use the power of love to bend space around me.
Oh, he's obviously lying, but we'll just have to leave it at that for the moment. The important thing is the enemy's vulnerable now. There's no life forms nearby, and you're a good distance from town now, so don't worry about holding back. Oh, yo, dude just ascended. Vasavi Shakti! Yeah, weakness exploits, let's go. It's a direct hit, that should do... What? Oh, you're crackling. What was that, Karn? It's gonna take a hell of a lot more than that to kill me. The attack did hurt him, that much is certain. But he's recovering from the damage at an alarming rate. I see. You've changed since I last saw you, Asvadaman. What do you expect? You're the one who died first. Losing to Arjuna of all people. I did, I won't deny it.
Hey now, slow your roll there, people. You don't have to finish him off just yet, okay? The important thing is he's hurt enough for us to get past him now, so come on, hurry.
Everyone run for it as fast as you can.
Power of love dash, go!
Damn it, get back here. Just imagine him Naruto running. Just Pepe doing full Naruto run.
Whee! I love acting like the ninja.
Just so you guys know, since I'm Ganesh and all, I can actually run faster than you'd think. Way faster than any ordinary human. I don't even get tired that easy. But I do feel tired. For a NEET like me, that's the worst thing of all. There's no one else in the whole world who hates running as much as we do. Complaining about it won't make it any easier. Just be quiet and keep running. I only said that because I was hoping you'd take the hint and carry me. I can't. I'd be crushed under your weight. Oh, dang. Perhaps that is owed to the weight of Ganesh's divine power? Hey, I'm not that heavy. By the way, why are you running with us? I thought you were our enemy.
I have my reasons. Arjuna didn't see me as an enemy before now, so I was fine as long as I was laying low. But since Nessa found me in the mountains, and especially now that I've helped all of you, I'm pretty sure he's decided I don't have a place in this world. Basically, now I'm qualified to be collateral damage.
Pepe, I'm still not sure what that means.
Sorry, Mashi, but you really need to focus on moving those legs, not your mouth. We need to hurry, honey. If we don't get away in time, it's curtains for all of us.
So how far do we need to run?
You're kidding me! You really don't even know that? Alright, fine. I'll just have to explain as we run. Arjuna there is about to destroy and remake everything in this Lostbelt. Dissolution and rebirth, destruction and reconstruction, cataclysm and genesis. As the last god of this world, all of that is within his capability. Huh? The reason it's taking so long to charge it up is because he needs time to gather the ridiculous amount of energy he needs to pull all that off. And if any of us get caught in the destruction and rebirth of this world, we'll end up disappearing completely. 100% absolutely guaranteed. No recourse, no way out, nothing. That's quite difficult to believe. But if that enormous mass of energy were to keep growing at an accelerated rate, I suppose it's not impossible. But then if that's true, what happens to the world after it's been recreated with but the life forms? I'll fill you in on that later. Right now, I'm just answering Tanner's question of how far we need to run. So, now that you know, I'm sure you can figure out what you have to do to avoid a massive noble phantasm capable of destroying the entire world, right? You're the only ones with an evasive measure that can get around that. I'm counting on it to save my skin too.
The Zero Sail, I called it.
Exactly. I'm glad you worked it out.
Naturally, I figured that might be the case, so I've got the engine all warmed up and ready to go. Let's figure out where to rendezvous, and we'll head there right now and come pick you guys up.
I'll admit it's still risky. I'm not sure what'll happen if Arjuna becomes aware of the border, too. But right now, it's the only hope we have.
Hold it. Just a damn minute. You want us to let a crypter onto the border? And it brings a zero sale on top of that? Preposterous, absolutely out of the question. I know we've had a crypter on board before, but that was strictly as a prisoner. Not to mention there were extenuating circumstances.
Naturally, neither Da Vinci nor I have discounted the risks in this course of action. But right now, the most important thing by far, is ensuring Tanner's safety. All other considerations are secondary at best. Besides, just look at him. Once he makes up his mind to trust someone, there's nothing any of us can say to persuade him otherwise. Especially since he's the one out there doing all the heavy lifting. I thought we'd been over this already. At this point, I'm just a single powerless mage. I don't even have a servant anymore. I'd say that more than qualifies me as a prisoner, personally.
A prisoner, huh? I do still regret how Cadox and Lupus ended up getting away. If I look at this as another chance to gain some valuable information about the cryptors, well, maybe the reward is worth the risk. Alright, I'll make a special exception just this once, but he's to be kept under tight security at all times.
Thank you, Director Gordolf. Got the border's rendezvous point coordinates. Let's get there as fast as we can, Master. Come on, guys, let's run for it. Foo-foo! Are you just permanently ascended now? Is that a thing? I guess, yeah, her noble phantasm is running, huh?
Sheesh. Sheesh! I've finally got a chance to survive. All that's left now is one simple question. What's that? Will we make it in time?
Okay, either his inner monologue is also trying to trick us, or he's legitimately like, I just want to survive. Huh. Western Fault Line. No battles. Let's do this. Let's see the world be reborn. Ugh, gasp. Are you okay, Master? We're almost there. Just hang in there a little on second thought. Now that we come this far, I doubt anything will try to attack us. I'll carry you the rest of the way. You too, Fu. Fu! Are we at the rendezvous point yet? Damn, even with all this distance between us, the pressure from Arjuna is only growing stronger. I've never felt the air turn so stifling before. Not even when Ravana nicked my throat with his sword, or Kumbhakarna, the giant's foot, was hovering above my head. This isn't normal. I'm usually not afraid of anything except losing Sita. But for some time now, I've been getting chills all the way down to my spirit origin. Dang, that is orange.
Calculating expected arrival time based on our current speed and distance, setting estimated limits based on current observation rank results. Putting those together, we get...
Well, what is it, man? Why aren't you saying anything? Oi!
The only parameter we can adjust now is our speed. We'll just have to hurry as best we can. If you happen to install a secret acceleration system while you're working on the border, Captain, this is the moment to reveal it.
I didn't have the time for that. All I did was make sure all the existing systems were working.
We should just be able to rendezvous in time if we use all our resources and go at top speed. The real problem is, I'll make as much headway on my end as I can. Please hurry, Da Vinci.
Wait, what are they trying to do? It's done. Extracting unified divine power from all divinities. Condensing process complete. Using the 10th to control execution. Deployment preparation begin. Uh-oh. Guys, don't stop. What was that? This is... Oh! This is it. We're done for. It's all over now. I can tell, too. It couldn't have been more clear. Whatever that was, it's something we absolutely have to evade. Please hurry, Da Vinci. Sorry for the wait. Come on in, you guys. The hatch is wide open. Clamber on in. Everyone on board? Okay, shutting the hatch now. So we made it?
That wasn't so bad. You really had me going there, Holmes. Couldn't resist having a bit of fun with us in lieu of Watson's absent sailed.
We're not out of the woods yet. The real problem is readying the zero sail.
What?
It doesn't just happen automatically at the push of a button. I did everything I could to prepare in advance. But even if we skip some of the checklist, go with the bare minimum, and turn a blind eye to everything else, it won't work. Even if we perform the operations as fast as possible, it's still not enough. It's a difference of only 5 seconds, maybe less, between the time we need and the time when Arjuna releases Noble Phantasm, but those are 5 seconds we just don't have. No. Hold it. Hold on just a damn minute. Which one of you just went outside in their spirit form? Who? Karna? Uh-oh. Yeah, he did. That wave earlier. Now I see. I don't understand it, but I can sense it. It's true. This world is going to be destroyed then remade. If we are caught in that, we will disappear. Karna! We can't let you be erased, Master. So I'm going to do what I must to ensure you survive. Karna, you don't mean... 5 seconds. Leave it to me. By setting everything I have ablaze and becoming the very radiance of the sun, even this Arjuna will not be able to consume it all at once. For at least these 5 seconds, I will make sure he knows who I am. Oh, jeez. But if you do that, you'll... Come on, Karna, you can't do this. Be reasonable. I can't ask you to sacrifice yourself for my sake. There's no other way. Get ready to sail. He's going all out, huh? Holmes? I'm working on it. Just be a bit longer. That's it. Any servant would do the same. This is what I want. You need not worry about me. Karna?
Don't you dare let a sacrifice be in vain. Now sit down and buckle up.
You didn't even talk to me before you left. You got a lot of nerve going off on your own like that, Karna. You're truly the great hero of benefaction, a warrior among warriors. As I say nowadays, you live up to the hype and then some. I'll take care of things from here. You give him hell. Thank you.
Entering final phase of emergency dive preparations. Initiating countdown.
How much time do we have until the attack hits us?
So little I'd rather not spend it answering that question.
Wait, you can't... This isn't... Arjuna. This may go without saying, but there are a few things I want more than to run you through. I could even take advantage of this briefest of opportunities to try and do so now. But... at this moment, I am a servant sworn to protect my master. I am not here to meekly accept this outcome, nor resign myself to my fate. I'm here to stand before you with pride so that you may ignore me with disdain. So today I will not be taking up my spear. Instead... Yo! Armored up. God has cast his gaze downward. These defects are unnecessary, and therefore evil. Begone, evil. You have no place in the new Yuga, the new world. I will now wield the sword of the god who ends all things. I will cut off the world. From the rift in the world, made by the blade, clear purification will burst forth. Terminus and Genesis will cycle anew. Sword of dissolution, let your blade fall. Mahapralaya. What are you gonna do? Behold, these are the shining armor and earring given to me by Surya, god of the sun. But know this, once I transform myself into the life's radiance, this gold will no longer be my armor. It will merely be a sign that I am burning bright as the sun, here where you can see it. Kavacha and Kundara! Golden armor. Whoa. Yo! Okay, I'm like, what am I looking at? And then I see, that's him, that's the shield holding back the end of the world. That's rad. He activated his defensive noble phantasm, but even with its protection... Karna! It's alright. I don't know how I know you, but I know you well. And though I can't explain it, I have every confidence that we will one day meet again. So don't be sad, and please, take care of Master for me. There! Shadow border untethered from reality. Void space dive, zero sail unfurl. Dang. Yo, his sacrifice, though. Yo, that was a sacrifice. If only there wasn't a costume of a new, stronger form that makes me feel like there's going to be something to bring him back. Alright, I'm going to continue this, though. The relic called Falsehood. Because I'm curious. Whew. Did we make it? Good grief. Talk about by escaping by the skin of one's teeth. We may have paid a heavy price, but at least we managed to protect what we absolutely needed to. Karna. Even wearing nigh indestructible armor imbued with the sun god's power, there's only so much one can do when the very world crumbles away. Truth be told, I'm impressed he lasted as long as he did. That was a feat akin to holding back all the waters of the ocean, or catching a fallen star with one's bare hands. There are few heroes in all history who could have withstood a cataclysm like that, even just for a few seconds. For us, those few seconds truly were the difference between life and death. Karna, hero of benefaction, I salute your strength and devotion. You have my eternal thanks.
First Nessa, now Karna. We've barely just gotten here. We've already lost 2 of our servants.
As cold-hearted as this may sound, we can't move on if we keep our focus on the past. Let's go about what we've gained as well. Yes, I know. You're right. Go ahead, Holmes. That wave of light we observed just before we dived contained a truly unbelievable amount of magical energy. More than enough to convince me it was capable of destroying this entire Lostbelt, if I hadn't already seen it with my own eyes. No one hero should be ever able to wield power of that scale. But given that he clearly can, there must be a reason for that. We've heard a few hints towards his nature already, the final god, every Indian divinity rolled into one. So now I think we'd best hear more about him from someone I believe is uniquely qualified to answer. Let me come right to the point. What is he? Okay, now seems as good a time as any for a bit of a chat. Plus, now that you've shown me what the reverse side of the world looks like, it's only fair that I reciprocate, no? The rift between worlds, the inside of nothingness, the gap between heaven and earth, the space outside the universe. Here, where a single moment spans an eternity, only he and the few beings he acknowledges are able to exist. Storage records, organization complete. Commencing reconstruction. Hi, caster of Limbo. Been a hot minute since we've seen you. Delightful. What a delightful way of molding the world as you see fit. I don't think I'll ever get tired of watching it. It's so unilateral, so transcendent, above all, so violently correct. Ah, what a blessing it is to witness it so closely. If you say so. Personally, I think it's just plain boring. He even had the perfect chance to get rid of the colony of clowns and he let them get away. What was he thinking? Unnecessary defects deleted. Continuing logic absorption and conceptual repairs. Oh my, you should really be more careful, You're lucky he seems to have not heard you this time. If he decides we're defective and unnecessary too, we won't be able to escape the recreation process either. He's a god after all, he gets to make those sorts of judgments.
Right now, the Chaldeans are little more than pests to be cleaned up along with the rest of the trash. If he did decide that Tann and his little gang were truly unnecessary, he would send one of his Lokapala to handle them. It is not our place to say anything, let alone do so impertinently. Now, all we need to do is stand back and merely spectate as he recreates his world into his own perfect little sandcastle. It may be wrong to draw plans and create molds when it comes to making sandcastles, but as they say, if this is wrong, I don't want to be right. Why doesn't anyone else try their hand at it? The more we repeat the process, the closer we'll get to making the perfect plans and mold. At any rate, at the rate we're going now, why, I expect it won't be long before we get there. Yes, I suppose the sand we're using may get worn and tattered the more we destroy and rebuild, but that is a small price to pay to bring such a grand project to its completion, don't you think? So of course we will keep going. The foreign god's disciples consist of 3 alter egos, but this monk is one to be especially aware of. Part of it is that he's very much rotten to the core. Oh, he's one of them. That's very interesting. I didn't know that. But it also couldn't be more obvious that in the end he's going to cast off the few inhibitions he has, wreck everything in his path, and move on to do it all over again somewhere else. Hi, Mommy. What's with that look? Are you saying I only dislike him because he reminds me of myself? I'm a patient woman, but even I can only take being lumped in with something like that for so long. Why don't you open up your mouth and actually say something for once? Or is your job really just observing and nothing else? That's the most we've seen. Well, I guess you didn't need to say anything there. Your actions couldn't have said, I can already see where this is going, louder than if you brought a megaphone. Alright, I'll just make do with modest gains in this Lostbelt and focus on finding out what that monk is up to. After all, I certainly don't want him getting in the way of my own future plans. Final value allotments confirmed. Entering. Executing. Thus the world is reborn. Its cycle begins anew. I love how in Type Moon stuff, the highest level magic is just technology. It's just computers, right? XXXXS Yugacycle Inception. So we're back. So I'm sure you've all at least figured out this much, but that Arjuna is the very core of this Indian Lostbelt. He's the reason this world became part of the pruning theoretical phenomenon. Let's see, to tie it to Holmes's earlier question. Holmes's. This world was pruned away because in it he gained the power you've just witnessed. Yeah, what happened? Just so you know, this is almost all speculation on my part, okay? There's no one around who can prove what really happened. Anyway, I don't know exactly when he got all that power, when this world became estranged from proper human history. All I know is that it was a long time ago, but I can make an educated guess. It was probably during the Mahabharata. Something happened right around when the war to Pix came to an end, something that led Arjuna to acquiring every divinity in India. Right, you mentioned that earlier, then it's really true? It would certainly make a kind of paradoxical sense given what we've seen so far. A feat as extraordinary as remaking the entire world simply wouldn't be possible without an equally extraordinary background. But that still doesn't explain how it happened. This is all just speculation, but I think he probably acquired the divinities in phases. In the most plausible explanation I can think of, he probably started by acquiring Vishnu's power, since his closest friend, Krishna, was one of Vishnu's avatars. What's more, Krishna was said to have one of the strongest connections to Vishnu of all his avatars. Not that I'm saying you're weak, of course, Rami. I am perfectly able to understand the point you are making. Never mind the placations, just keep going. You got it, hun. So, if Arjuna somehow got Vishnu's divinity from Krishna, peacefully or otherwise, it stands to reason that could have laid the groundwork to do the same with all the other divinities. Vishnu is one of the most powerful gods in all of Indian mythology, after all. I expect he went around hungrily unifying all the other Indian gods in this Lostbelt one by one after that. Indra, even Shiva and Brahma were no exception. So once he had absorbed all their divinities, he became what he is now. And Arjuna, with the divine power over death and creation, ruler of this Lostbelt, and capable of destroying and rebuilding everything alike. No, you can't even call him Arjuna anymore. He may have started as Arjuna, but he's something else altogether now. That's why he no longer has a shred of the heroic spirit Arjuna's personality. You saw that for yourselves, didn't you?
Yeah, he was nothing like the Arjuna we know. Yes, he seemed disconnected, mechanical. I'm not sure how best to describe it, but it did seem very clear that we won't be able to reason with him.
Technically, this would not be the first such entity we've met. If you think back to Scandinavia, Sany was an amalgamation of 3 divine spirits, but Arjuna would seem to be on another scale altogether, so much it's hard to believe they're in the same category. At this point, it's all too plausible to accept that he is neither human nor servant, but an entirely new divine conceptual being. Truth be told, I'm surprised he's even able to maintain his form.
All right. So we know what his deal is. Now what about you? What's your game here, Cryptor?
Me? Why, is it obvious?
The only thing that's obvious about you is that your face practically screams, "Don't trust me."
Well, I never. I'll have you know, just trying to keep my embarrassment from showing. But alright, if you need to explain, I can do that. After becoming a cryptor, I summoned Asvataman to be my servant. After I was assigned this Indian Lostbelt, the first thing I did was make a contract with its king, Arjuna. But once I learned he was basically a god, I spent my first few months here trying to control him as much as I could. But after that foreign god disciple showed up, Arjuna suddenly started behaving strangely. I guess the disciple must have managed to sway him over to his side.
Can you tell us more what this disciple's like?
He's a young man who always wears some sort of Japanese outfit. He calls himself a monk, but he's clearly a failed Omnyoji.
Namyoji, huh?
He's very handsome, but he's also thoroughly twisted and just rotten to his core. Definitely not my type. If I'd approached him, the odds were better than the odds were better than even that one of us would have ended up dead.
I love the fact that these two characters, who I would have said have pretty similar personalities, are like, I can't stand him.
And we couldn't have that, right? Seeing how we're both technically on the foreign god's side and all.
Oh, jeez. Whoa. This is a long part. It's getting to me.
So I always made sure to keep my distance from him. I never even got a chance to find out his true name.
At least we know he isn't Koyanskaya, and it sounds like he's not Father Kodomine or Rasputin either.
Oh, I am fond of Koyanskaya. She may be evil, but she's a pure sort of evil. You know how she can cross between Lostbelts as she pleases, right? So I see her every now and then. But I haven't gotten a read on her. It's like she doesn't respect the foreign god despite being an alter ego. But anyway, Koyanskaya doesn't have anything to do with Arjuna. Basically, thanks to the other alter ego, the male disciple, Arjuna started taking a much heavier hand to this world than he ever had before. After that, it sounds like they needed more pawns for running errands and such. So he went and took my contract with Asvataman, all because he just happened to be close by. That face, oh my god. And just like that, Asvataman was his and there was nothing I could do. A lot of good being a cryptor did me right. At that point, all I could do was laugh at how absurd it was.
But he just took your contract from you.
Thinking back on it now, I shouldn't be surprised considering just how powerful a god he is. I just didn't really get how powerful he was using that power on me. Then, to top all that off, he went and summoned a few more servants of his own. I don't know if he figured out how to do it by studying Asvataman or if the disciple told him, but I guess it doesn't matter. The point is, once he had more servants on his side, I knew I had zero chance of taking Asvataman back.
I got the impression that Asvataman used to be your servant based on our earlier conversation. What I really want to know is what happened after that.
After that, well, I ran away as fast as my legs could carry me, of course. I didn't want to die for nothing, after all. That's all it really comes down to with me. But don't you cryptors have a duty to grow your Lostbelts? Isn't that how you're supposed to determine which one of you is truly worthy to rule? Well, sure, but with this India, or rather with this Arjuna there, that's just not gonna happen. Honestly, I knew it was pointless as soon as I got here. Easy to see this world is a dead end, and nothing I can do about it. So I gave up on my responsibilities to grow this world's tree of emptiness. I mean, who cares who the king of the world is if you're not alive to see it? Krishtaria probably already figured out that my Lostbelt's a lost cause. In David's case, I'm not sure. I wish he would at least show a little interest in it, but oh well. Oh, that reminds me, I heard you had run-ins with Kadok, Ophelia, and Akuta. Well, if you're not going to make this personal, I won't either. Besides, I can't go around avenging my comrades or talking about other cryptors' prides with things as they are right now, can I?
They're refusing to comment on the cryptors, is that it? As long as we don't bring up the cryptors ourselves, you want to pose us as one. Is that what you're saying?
Take it however you like, but just knowing that Tanner spared Kadok and buried Ophelia, well, that's more than enough reason for me to want to avoid fighting him if I can. I noticed you didn't mention Akuta Hinako there. What about her? Oh, Akuta's a special case. I mean, she wasn't even human, right? She was never on anyone's side but her own to begin with, so I don't see any reason to avenge her.
You knew Akuta Hinako was a true ancestor?
Akuta did a good job keeping her cards close to her chest, but I've always had a good nose for that sort of thing. I knew the instant I arrived at Kalia that she wasn't actually human.
What do you mean when you said this world's a dead end?
Oh yes, well that's the last thing I need to tell you about. Arjuna uses power to destroy and recreate the world over and over, cycling it through periods called yugas. I'll spare you the details for now, but while they're similar in ways to India's original conception of yugas, they ultimately diverge pretty wildly. We have a couple of problems. Firstly, he's gradually going through yugas faster and faster. Then there's one of the things he does as he completes each cycle. Something he does when he remakes heaven and earth in between yuga cycles, We've already been informed about something along those lines, namely the judgment Asher told us about. I can infer what that judgment entails thanks to her telling us it involves everyone dying and coming back to life. But of course, now's not the time for speculation. Oh, why not? I'd love to get to see you speculating in person, Holmes. Hard as it may be to believe coming from me, I have no intention of interrupting someone else's explanation of a thorny riddle with my own half-baked theories. Well, if you already know that much, you'll probably be faster to see for yourselves than anyway.
Hi, it's me, Da Vinci, the beautiful genius who's been forced to keep her mouth shut and listen despite just itching to jump in all over this fascinating discussion. Our reality space observation results have finally stabilized, so we can emerge from our zero sail now. The longer we stay submerged, the more chance we have of something going wrong, so while I hate to cut Pepperoncino's explanation off, I really think we should head back to reality space now, especially for our own. What do you say, Gordy?
All right, then go ahead. But I want our security to remain airtight and make damn sure we resurface inside the Lostbelt. Got it?
Got it. Will it be safe for us to go back outside after we emerge?
Oh, sure, the rules about the Yuga cycle are 100% absolute, so I can promise you Arjuna won't try anything now that we've just started a new one. Though when it comes to other dangers, I can't make any guarantees. I mean, I just don't know, you know.
We can't let the mere possibility of danger hold us back. We may not be able to do anything about the Cataclysm Light yet, but we'll just have to assume we'll be able to handle any other threats we run into. Neza and Karna may be gone now, but you still have Mash, myself, and Ganesha, the Divine Spirit. I guess so. You alright? Sorry for being so down in the dumps. I'm okay now, I promise. I know I still have my Ganesha duties to fulfill. And besides, did you hear what Karna said? He asked me to take care of you for him. Can you believe that? A super great hero like Karna asking a loser like me for help? How does that work? Still, I don't think he'd have said that if he hadn't needed my help. So that must mean he thought I was up to it, that he trusted me as a fellow servant. So I figure I may be a loser, but I can still do my losery best. If Karna's gonna put his trust in me, I might as well see if he saw something I didn't. Just don't expect me to be much help. I won't. Glad to have you with us.
I'll come along and help too, of course. Besides, it's easier to explain things when you're seeing them in person. Is that all right with you, Tanner and Mash?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Pepe.
Hold it. What do you think you're doing, Pepperoncino? Have you forgotten you're a prisoner?
Huh. I mean, but the border won't be leaving this Lostbelt until Tanner finishes what he came to do, right? So how can I possibly get away on my own? Besides, helping all of you is the surest way to help me survive, too. Not to mention that Mashy just looks so adorable after all this time, that I can't help but want to support her anyway, you know?
See? Thank you?
Of course, if you insist on keeping me in here, well, I can't blame you for that, but are you sure it's a good idea?
A good idea. Don't be preposterous. Of course I'm sure. No, wait. Hang on. What if...
Oh my, he's gone so pale. Scared of keeping an unknown element like me here in the heart of their operations. God, he's so easy to read.
I could have hoped to capture restrainer, but what if he's planted a bomb inside his body, right up his tuchus? Oh, there's something frightening about him that reminds me of a mercenary. He may have said he only wants to survive, but he's obviously not the least bit frightened about dying. I could easily see him blowing himself up and taking us all out with him, then the safest option would be... All right, I suppose it'd be the humane thing to do. Very well, just as once, I'll grant you a special permission to accompany Tanner. But be warned, this permission is contingent on you obeying every order we give you, without question. Refuse, and I won't hesitate to take whatever measures I deem necessary. Is that clear?
Okay, that's fair. If I die, I die. Works for me.
Okay, then let's get going. Shadow border preparing to emerge. Everyone hold on tight. As soon as we're safely back to reality space, let's go see what this newly remade world is like. Oh boy. Which we will end up seeing next time because, well, that's the end of the part, and I gotta end it on a good note, right? Look at this world! It's so nice! It's so beautiful! We're actually really close to the cube. That's interesting. Alright, guys, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time for some more Let's Play Fate Grand Order. Boy, geez, when the AP discount is happening, it's really good. We'll see you next time, guys. Ciao.
You can push yourself to limit and be strong, now jump with me. You can fly or run away, but when you hold your hands and just believe.
I got you when the going gets rough, yo. Nobody's as tough as this